All right, Samantha, let's take a look at what you got going on for your Boudoir ads here. I think it's probably this one is probably most similar to Boudoir, or the closest thing I could find from all the ads you're running. And we're gonna be looking at like what's stopping this ad from getting more, high-paying clients, more bookings, and maybe bringing in less qualified people, bringing in price hunters right now, people that ghost when they hear the price, things like that. And the stuff I'll be going over is stuff that I've already used for other Boudoir ads, where I took them on myself and actually went and tested kind of the originals that some other businesses are using, then tested them with my kind of fixing the mistakes with my method. And we're getting like two to 4x the amount of people actually responding to the ad. Um, and the people are actually more specific, so they're actually better quality people. So higher volume of kind of more specific, better quality people coming through. And so there's like the 10 mistakes that I looked through on this. And the first one I look at is kind of the first possible mistake is, does it look like an ad? So the first thing I look for that is, let's look at the picture. Does it look like something that someone would post organically, just on their Facebook, as a status or as a post? And no, I don't think this looks like or yeah, this looks like an organic post. Someone would probably post from, their own photo shoot. So no mistake there. So that's good. Because then when we got to look more like an organic post, more people are going to engage with the ad. More people get pre-qualified after reading our text, and basically, our ads will kind of go to more of the right people over time. So, okay, you're not making that mistake. The next thing I look at is the see more headline, which is the first 2 3/4 lines here on Facebook mobile newsfeed, which is where 90% of your, 90% of your impressions for your ad will be shown. And so the next 4 mistakes can happen here. And basically, first thing we want to have is a label for who we're speaking to. Who are we talking to here? What's like a self-label that they have where they would say like, they'd say, oh my God, that's me. Blah, blah, blah. So you got West Georgia here, but then you got business name, then you got solution, portrait solution, family solution, boudoir solution, automotive shoot solution. So yeah, so now we don't have a who here. So that's a mistake. And we got to think, people scrolling through their newsfeed, you know, their brain doesn't really register this kind of see more headline that I've highlighted until they get here. And then if there's stuff that's relevant to their subconscious, then they scroll back up and kind of read the full thing. So the brain kind of quickly picks up some of these words. So we're missing the who's, so we're going to have more people scrolling on by, not even interacting with our ad, when maybe they could have if we had better words here. The next thing is we want to have a negative. So basically, like, what negative situation do people want to move away from that our solution allows them to move? It's kind of the bridge that allows them to move away from that. So we're missing a negative here, and we always, always, always want to lead with a negative because humans take action to get away from a negative, literally like 100x more than they do take an action to get a pleasure or a positive or a gain experience. Think of like the dentist. So we go to the dentist, we get our 6-month checkup. We come out, we pay. Secretary ladies are like, "Hey, are you free 28 Wednesdays from now at 6:45 a.m.?" And I'm like, dude, I ain't got no clue. I have no idea. But text me closer around that time, and then I'll actually know. So text us at month 3, we ignore them. Month 4, we ignore them. Month 5, we ignore them. Month 6, we ignore them. So we just kind of basically ignore them the whole time. Didn't go to the next 6-month checkup. ignored them, you know, for a full year, year and a half, and we never go back to the dentist because, you know, I guess the gain or the pleasure experience of having slightly cleaner teeth is not, you know, our schedule's full. It's not enough gain for us to take action out of our busy schedule. But one day we start, you know, we're eating on something, and then we got tooth pain with every bite, and we got tooth pain throughout the night, and we can't, you know, can't sleep. So we call a dentist up the next day to get an appointment. And we're like, dude, what do you mean I can't get in tomorrow at 7 a.m.? What do you mean you're booked out, you know, 3 weeks straight? I'm in pain here. I gotta get in, and you know they can't help us. They're booked full. We gotta go find another dentist. But it was that pain. I moved away from that pain, getting back to, you know, normal or baseline, that made us finally take the action. You know, call up the dentist, set an appointment, get this pain fixed. Whereas, you know, the pleasure of slightly cleaner teeth, it wasn't enough for us to take action. So that's why we lead with the negative, because humans move away from negative to get back to like baseline normal 100x more than they move toward pleasure. And let's see, so we're missing the negative. Next thing we want to have is the positive. So what's kind of like what's a positive thing they would get that they're saying in their brain that they want, that they would get from our, um, you know, a boudoir photo shoot session with us. So our session would be the solution. So specializing in portrait families, we do on automotive shoots. Heartfelt milestones. Hmm. Trying to think if someone would be saying heartfelt milestones. Maybe they would say, I want to preserve my heartfelt milestones or something. So now we're missing positive here. So we're missing like the negative positive tension um, in the brain that really captures people's attention once they're scrolling by. So yeah, that's another mistake, missing out on the positive. So we're gonna have like more people scrolling by, less people interacting, less people feeling it's for them, um, less qualified book calls, more wasted time, more wasted effort. And then the fourth and final piece of the Seymour headline is having like a hesitation or roadblock that people are saying in their brains that are preventing them from, you know, actually moving forward with a boudoir photo shoot with us, or honestly, boudoir photo shoot with other boudoir photographers in the area as well. Kind of like a hesitation or roadblock that they're thinking of. So we're missing that. We're not speaking to that at all. And so we're missing the triangle of tension in the Seymour headline: the negative, the positive, and the hesitation slash roadblock. And the reason why we want to have that up there, along with the who label, is that gives us four specific attributes. And there's no way any other advertiser is going to have four specific attributes in the Seymour headline. So it gets super specific to meet people in their brain with literally four different unrelated things that one person is saying they actually want. And so we're going to stand out among all the other boudoir photography ads that they see. Because once they click on one boudoir photographer ad, they see like 10 more from all the competitors in the city the same day. That's how the Facebook ad algorithm works. And the Seymour headline is the most important because that's where 80% of marketing budgets are won or lost, because that determines if people click the see more, which would be right on the screen here, see more, and click on that to read the rest of the ad copy, which you actually only have this is the rest of the ad copy. So we're missing all those four specific attributes here. So very general ad. No one's going to feel like it's for them because we're not getting specific. So we're going to lose to our competitors. All right, the next three mistakes can happen in the body copy. So it's after they click see more. And so that's what I got highlighted here. So your body copies, baby body copy. Bring your vision to life. Hey, that's a positive, but they don't see that because that's actually hidden in Facebook newsfeed until they until they do see more. Click on see more. So we can think of the see more headline up here as basically like a hook one. So they click dot 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 see more, and they can read the rest of the body copy. But then we got to have like hook two, aka an authority piece at the beginning of the body copy, right after they click see more, to hook them into actually reading the rest of our ad copy. And so we're missing an authority piece here. And, I did this authority piece at the beginning of this, video showing results I have already gotten in the real world with actual real boudoir photography ads, and actually running them. And all right, so we're missing the authority piece, so people are going to be less inclined to finish our ad copy, but your ad copy is only one line, so not much damage there, but also will hurt conversions on the back end as well. So again, we're going to have less qualified people, less pre-qualified people, more people clicking, but then, not taking any action, kind of wasting money not being spent optimally. The next mistake is not having like a story or narrative to meet them in their life where they're at, what they're going through right now, and empathize with them. So the see more headline up top, before the dot 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 see more, that's kind of to meet them at the conversation in their head. And then here the body copy, the story slash narrative, is to meet them actually kind of as if we were recording them with a third person camera. I kind of explain the movie scene of what they're going through in their life. So it's kind of like the 1-2 punch of see more headline, meet them the conversation in their brain, and then story slash narrative and the body copy showing we really understand their exact situation they're in right now. So it's like a special 1-2 punch that makes people see us as the only offer for them, even if there's a ton of boudoir photographers in our area. So we're missing that, less people getting pre-qualified, less people feeling we're specifically for them and their situation. So it's going to be less conversions, less qualified clicks, ads going to go to the wrong people, ads burning out, all that stuff. And the final mistake that can happen here is not having a full offer. Now, I'll give you half a mistake for this one because you say portraits, families, boudoir, and automotive shoots. All right. So you got something there saying what you do. You got half an offer. Now here's kind of a bonus thing. Portraits, that is a specific avatar looking for portraits. Family, that's a specific avatar looking for family. Boudoir, that's a specific avatar looking for boudoir. And automotive shoots, that's a specific avatar person looking for automotive shoots. I do not believe someone, even though you put and here, I do not believe someone scrolling Facebook and telling themselves at that exact moment they want portraits, families, boudoir, and automotive shoots. Maybe you'll get one person, but I think that's, well, if these were tested, with a methodology and the data said these were the 4 most desired solutions, then okay, that'd probably be the only time that these should be all together. But other than that, it's just confusing the Facebook ad algorithm. They don't know who to send this ad to because they could send it to portraits or families or boudoir or automotive shoots, but then people read it and they're like, well, I only want one. This person does them all. I'd rather have someone more specialized. It's kind of what goes on in people's brains. And so, all right, so offer, then the final 2 mistakes that can happen are at the bottom of the ad, below the creative. So we got the below creative headline, legacy and bloom photography. Got the description, the words below that. And we got book now button. So it is always a mistake number 9, always a mistake to have stuff below the ad creative. There's 3 reasons for that. Number one is 5% of the reason why is, as people are scanning, kind of their subconscious is digesting the see more headline that I highlighted when they get here, and that kind of registers on their subconscious. But they're looking, it's right when they're looking here at the bottom. So if there are words here that do not match the words up here, West Georgia, Legacy. Okay, so you got Legacy and Bloom Photography, both places. So yeah, that's okay. But basically, much higher probability of having like an incongruent message here, and you don't really get any bonus points for having a congruent message. So this is really just a mistake central, where the highest probability thing is making a mistake, having triggering the error detection network in the viewer's brain, and just having them be like, "Oh, they're talking about two different things. I'm going to keep scrolling." So that's actually that's mistake 2 out of or that's the reason 2 out of 3. Reason 1 out of 3, the 5% one, is stuff below here makes it look more like an ad, which combines with mistake number 1, which is does it look like an ad or not. The second reason why below creative headline and button is having them is incorrect. 15% of the reason was what I just said, is the incongruent messaging, which is super high probability, leading to people just scrolling by. And then the third reason it's a mistake, 80% of the reason why, is it gives people something to click before they've clicked the ... see more here to read through our body copy, get pre-qualified, and um, then click over if they agree with everything we said. And that's really going to hurt our ad metrics and our back-end hidden meta ad scoring. And as a result, our ads will go to kind of worse and worse quality people and meta accounts over time. So those are the big 3 reasons why. Number 9 mistake to have anything here. And number 10 mistake, I don't know if you're making it, but it is to use the leads objective. Leads objective brings in Groupon level peeps, a high volume of them. But then you're going to notice, oh man, nobody's answering my emails. Nobody's answering the phone. People are just asking for price. When I tell them the price, they just ghost. People even respond in the first place. Very few people booking a call. So much ghosting, people missing those appointments, even though I'm texting them a bunch. Barely any people buying. Blah, 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 blah. So that's what the leads objective gives, because that goes to the 6% slice of meta profiles out of the entire city we're targeting that have the highest probability of filling out a lead form, but nothing about answering an email after filling out a lead form, nothing about responding to a text after filling out a lead form, nothing about scheduling and hopping on a phone call after filling out the lead form, and especially nothing about paying for something after filling out the lead form. So we're missing that buying, kind of buyer's data that could be living on another cluster of meta ad profiles in your city, but our ad's not going to them because we didn't choose the right objective. So I'll give you half a mistake for that one, because I've got no idea. No idea which one you used, but you're going to your website. So I'm going, could be leads, could not be. I have no clue. All right, so let's do a final score. So now we'll compare it to kind of the Boudoir industry average. So does it look like an ad? No. So let's see. No mistake there. Heartfelt milestones. All right, so we got 4 mistakes in the Seymour headline, 3 mistakes in the body copy, so 7 mistakes, 8 mistakes below creative headline, Um, 8.5. All right, 8.5 out of 10 mistakes. And the Boudoir industry average right now is 8 out of 10 mistakes. So you're actually kind of right on average with what everyone else is doing. Um, and so basically for any boudoirs that I see that are, they got more than 2 out of 10 mistakes that are kind of causing their ad results to stink, is I classify those as broken down boudoir ads, like a broken down car. It's not working correctly. And where do we take a broken down car when it's broken down? Take it to a car mechanic. Now, right now we actually have an option to take your broken down boudoir Facebook ad to a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic. So I do have a boudoir Facebook ad mechanic offer. And what I do is I kind of squish those 10 mistakes down to 5 root cause problems that need to be solved to get an ad back up and running much better. And all right, so the first root cause problem, does it look like an ad? No, you don't need that fixed. Second root cause problem, a official see more headline where there's 4 specific attributes in it. A who, a negative, a positive, and a hesitation/roadblock. Yes, you got that root cause problem. You do need a new see more headline. And then body copy, yeah, you're missing 3 out of 3 sections for the body copy. So that's a root cause problem. That's 2 root cause problems. Gotta get rid of this stuff at the bottom of the ad. The below creative headline, the description, the button is a 3rd root cause problem. And your objective, yeah, I don't know what objective you're using. So you got like half a root cause problem there that I may have to fix. So that's 3.5 root cause problems. And I charge $50 per root cause problem. And you can kind of pick and choose if you want, 1 or 2 or all of them. So if you choose all of them, it'll be $175. Or we got option 2, which is, option 1, I just said is done for you offer, and same with option 2. It's $100 per month. I do all your ads for you. Unlimited fixes or restart stuff from scratch. So it's actually working way better. And yeah, $100 a month, cancel anytime. Obviously, that'd be the kind of the higher value if you're gonna spend more money on ads. But yeah, I did the same stuff when I first started with ads, kind of like here. We offer basically like we offer a solution. Do you want to buy a solution? So yeah, that's a fun way to start out with ads, but then we pretty quickly learn, all right, this is not giving me the results I want, and then we start looking at why and start improving these ads, which is exactly what I do. And the reason why do you want solution? Here is solution. Ads do not work is there's more than one competitor in our market. If we were the only photographer in the city offering portraits or family or boudoir or automotive shoots, do you want boudoir? Here is my boudoir photography business would work. But because there's more than one offer in the marketplace, we have to get way, way, way more specific for people to feel our boudoir offers for them and their situation specifically, kind of what they're thinking, what they want, what's going on in their life. And then we're actually seen as kind of a market of one, and kind of as the only option for them. And that's again super specific with my Boudoir ads messaging method enables. And yeah, let's see, you got my phone, you got my email, or you could DM me whatever platform you're watching this on. If you want either of those 2 offers, if you want to talk more, and yeah, when you hit me up, you know, I'll ask what you got for me. All right, that's everything. Adios.